Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 6th of June. As always, there's going to be timestamps in the description if you just want to fast forward to one of these options in particular. I think everything is good, but if I were to choose, I would go consuming foods, deconstructing at a woodworking table, and healing in PvP zones, because you can consume your foods really easily. There's like free items that you can just grab in a certain area that's like easily accessible, and then in Imperial City, you can do both the healing and finding woodworking items to deconstruct, and it's no cost as well. I will also talk afterwards about these two though, because they're fine too. But the only reason that you would be stopped from being able to do this one here, or going to Imperial City, is that you're level 10, and I feel like unless you've got Clockwork City, because you can do this with base game, but if you don't have Clockwork City, the only option is kind of tough if you're only level 10. So, and same with this one. Personally wouldn't do Infinite Archive if I'm only level 10. But yeah. Alright, so firstly, prerequisite, you want, because with the healing amount, this is actually missing health, so you need something that takes away your health. Easiest way to get one of these is to talk to Turok Redclaws over here. You can also find another NPC to do this really quick if you go to Daggerfall, Glenumbra. Where this icon is, there's a tall orc female. If you talk to her and get a quest from her, both of these people give you a quest that unlocks the Undaunted skill line as soon as you start the quest. Don't have to complete it, just start it. And Blood Altar is something that costs health. So you just need one skill point, put it in this, and then you've got something to take away hit points. And the only other thing that you need is any kind of heal. A good one to start with if you complete the PvP tutorial, which just takes a couple of minutes, is Vigor. But then every class has like a Magicka heal that you can use for this. But I prefer using Vigor. So this is where you're headed, to this location here, the pier in Volkgard, just southeast of the Wayshrine. There'll be some bread and some pies around here that you can grab, and these items here count as food. If there's not enough stuff, what you can do is, when you travel to Imperial City like I'm about to, if you leave Imperial City from here, it'll take you right back here and everything will reset. So you might be able to find a couple more items. So now what I do is eat one of these. And because now it's got a cooldown, what I would do instead is just, instead of waiting for that, just queue for Imperial City. And then when the cooldown ends, either when you get there or when you just wait, I guess, then you just consume the other one. And yeah, that's that. And obviously, if you've done the crafting with any skill one, if you watch the Golden Pursuits video I just did, and you followed the method I had, you might have these still in your inventory, and in that case, you could just use those instead. Alright, so now that we're in Imperial City, firstly, grab whatever ability that costs health. Now, if you have a Nightblade max level, I would prefer using that, because siphoning attacks is great for this. Because instead of just taking away health, it gives you resources back for doing it, which means you can just get your resources back for whatever ability that you use to heal yourself. So we'll just use these. So I'll use Vigor, and then I'll use the Burst Heal, for example, the Nightblade one. Now there's one more skill that I do suggest using if you can. It's Blood Frenzy, because this can help quite a lot too. Because Blood Frenzy does what Siphoning Attacks does, takes away health. It gives you more healing done, because it gives you weapon damage. But it's over time, so you don't have to spam it like you do Siphoning. So you can use this on the side. So all I do here is cast Vampire Blood Frenzy. And I start using Siphoning Attacks to take away health. And when health is low, use Vigor, and then Burst Heal. And just repeat that process until you fully heal and get through this. So yeah, you can see it's only been a couple of seconds and it's already nearly halfway. It's really easy to do that one. As for woodworking, you've got these weapon racks here. Now, the areas will look a bit different. If you're Daggerfall and Ordinary Dominion, it's pretty easy. But I find with the Ebonheart Pact side, the amount of woodworking items that you have available is a little bit limited. But you just got to look around, know what you're looking for, and you'll find 8 things. There's more than enough in here. So there's a couple of bows here. We'll grab these. So you're looking for bows, staves, like this one, and shield. Those are the three magic items that you'll be able to use to get this one done. So in this room, you've got the weapon racks here. Check those. I think there's 2 in here, and then there's a weapon rack over here for Old Mary, which has a shield and a bow as well. This room here, I believe, has it has a shield somewhere. Yeah, here it is. There's a shield here and a shield there. So there's 2 shields. Shield over here. And then in this room, there's a ton of items. The reason I'm just talking about more items than you need is sometimes these things don't spawn. It's just like random with the way the instances work. But yeah, so that you've got more than you need just in case for that. So you've got bows there, some shields on the benches here, and then you've got over here, there's a weapon rack with more staves and more bows and shields on this rack as well. So Ordinary Dominion is definitely the best of the 3 options. So once you've got enough stuff, just come over here to the woodworking station that's found here. So the woodworking station for all 3 alliances will always be in this room here with the tanning icon. So that's where you got to look. So yeah, just as an example, just deconstruct those. And that would be like, you could just easily get 8 items there using that method. And now when you're ready to go, just come to the exit here. It'll always have this symbol when you're in the area. This will take you straight back to where you were. And just to prove what I meant before about the food returning, the bread will be there as soon as I get here. Yeah, you can see it's respawn. But like I mean, one of the pieces of bread hasn't returned, but another one's here instead. So it's the weird way that instances work in this game. Okay, Clockwork foes. There's 2 places I would suggest you use for this. Firstly, Hall of Fabrication is the base game one, but it's a little bit tough. You'll want some self-healing in here, otherwise you'll get wrecked. Because it's a trial. You can do it on your own. You just need to make sure you have some healing and some sustainability, because the enemies, they do a little bit of damage, but they're mostly just super duper tanky, like they have tons of health. That's the main issue. The other place is Clockwork City. Oh, sorry, not Fargrave. This icon here. This requires you to have the Clockwork City DLC, though. If you don't have that, you can't access this. But go down to these like oil rivers here, and all along these sorts of locations around here, there will just be factotums, there'll be fabricants, all sorts of stuff around here. And also, in the Brass Fortress, if you go out into the sort of like the no man's land that's in that zone as well, there'll be tons of stuff there too. But yeah, my preferred way to do this is using the Halls of Fabrication because it's instanced. So it means if you're not in a group, you would just get like a bunch of enemies that will never be killed, so you don't have to wait for shit to respawn. It's just quicker. So all you do is come through here, and all you need to do is fight this first group of Fabricants. Now, as you can see, 160,000 health. Everything in here has a lot of health, so it'll be quite a lengthy fight. So put on some food. Have your best damage dealer, or best surviving damage dealer, and yeah, you wanna be prepared. All right, so pull the Fabricant, and everything will pull at the same time. There's lots of little enemies. So the big dude, you want to try and avoid that guy as much as possible, because he will take way too long to kill. Everything else is what you want to go for. So basically, you're surviving until you kill the little guys, and then you don't give a shit from that point. These little guys here. Kill 5 of these little dudes, and that's your job done. There you go, so 5 there, and that's it. Now, as you can see, this guy's got lots of health. He's basically just like a world boss. So you can kill him if you want, but you don't have to. Either just let him kill you, because he does a fair bit of damage, especially with the the charge, and then you just waste run away, or you can use Nightblade Cloak to get away too, if you want. Yeah, just leave, and that's your job done. So now you can just go to the exit. I've never used the exit in here. I don't even know where it is. Can you even exit normally? Oh yeah, it's the mushroom house way. And then the last option is Infinite Archive. So go to the world map again, go to Apocrypha, and you can find Infinite Archive here. You don't need Necrom to unlock this. It's a base game thing, so everybody has access to this one. So that's what I mean. Every option here is available for base game. But this, I think, is the slowest, because 2 stages takes a little while. It's still a really good option. Like, if this is on any other day, I'd still recommend it. But it's just that every other option here is really good, so... Alright, so now we want to go through the Archival Wings. Don't go to the quest, because it's only 2 stages. You won't get far enough to complete the quest with just 2 stages. If you want to go further, obviously, just do that. But you don't have to. Alright, so coming through here. As soon as you enter the Black Ring, it'll spawn a bunch of enemies. The initial stages will be pretty easy. There'll be a ranged enemy and a few melee enemies. Most practical way to do this is to bring the melee enemies to the ranged enemies. Just stand next to one of the ranged enemies. Bring everything together. Interrupt the Spriggans if they do that. Interrupt them quickly because it doesn't take them long to be able to do their annoying attack. If your character's not great at sustaining, like mine is, get your resources back between the second and the third round, because this round can be quite tough if you're not too well versed in the combat of this game. Yeah, every third wave in each stage will have a tougher enemy. Usually best to kill them last, but some of these guys can be quite annoying. Like the Crow Wraith dudes, I'm trying to kill those first. Alright, so when you complete your first stage, you'll get a Verth. So this will make the second stage a lot easier usually, because sometimes you get these really good ones. Guardian of Pestilence. Oh, fuck off with this shit. This is so annoying. Because the lava brings you into combat, so you can't use the thing. Okay. So yeah, Guardian of Pestilence is great. Because when this thing dies, you can use a synergy on it, and it'll kill everything in that round. The only thing is that it usually doesn't last long enough to get to stage 3, which is where it's best. Alright, again, stack on the melee dude. Stop going for stacking enemies though, because it'll take aggro. Can I get this guy to avoid combat? No. No, I can't. Alright, I'll just use him for this wave. Right, here we go. They hit the synergy and it kills everything. Alright. So now we have another big dude. A big heavy attack. He's got like a Narayana prop. Fun. That's 2 stages. So from this point you don't have to go any further. What verse did we get? Phalanx is fun. I like using this one. The boys! We're here. Alright. Yeah, that's everything. So, if you have any questions, as always, just let me know. But, on behalf of the squad, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to yours as always. I will see you next time, and take care.